Every decision we make leads us in a new direction. So as we slide into this new year, let's pause to consider the path we're on so we can intentionally walk in our God-given purpose. Let's ponder the path of our feet, as it says in Proverbs 4:26, that all our ways may be established. Hi, I'm Crystal Storms, an author and artist. Welcome to the Heart Rest Podcast. New podcast name, Same Heart. You're listening to episode 11. My passion is to help you experience heart rest through biblical encouragement and practical tips. If you struggle with overwhelm, weariness, or you just need the simple reminder that His grace is enough, you're in the right place for encouragement to rest in Christ. Listen in. According to Answer.com, if you are off course by just 1 degree, then for every mile that you travel, you get 92 feet farther away from your intended destination. That means a plane leaving New York headed for California might end up in the southern hemisphere by the time it landed. That stat reminds me of those word problems in math class that made me want to slam the book shut. But it demonstrates the importance of evaluating the path marked out, because being a little bit off course can make a big difference. We can walk in our God-given purpose by taking the steps to clarify that purpose. So here are 7 steps to walk in your God-given purpose. 1. Seek God for a vision 5 to 10 years down the road. Bill Gates is quoted as saying, "Most people overestimate what they can do in 1 year and underestimate what they can do in 10 years. So where do you want to be in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years? Proverbs 19:18 says, "Where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he." So spend time with God, dreaming and creating a vision for your future. 2. Determine your values. Determining your values will help you choose how to progress toward your goal, what to say yes to, and what to say no to. For example, simplicity of heart is one of my values. So that means my pursuit of Christ will always be my highest goal. I want my life to be Christ-centered, recognizing that everything I do flows from an abiding relationship with Him. Another value of mine is connection. This value comes from my word of the year that I talked about in episode 10. I want to live connected to God, my husband, family, friends, and my purpose. So I invite you to pause to consider your values so you can know what to say yes to, what to say no to, as you walk in your God-given purpose. 3. Break down your vision to where you want to be in 1 year or 90 days. A dream of mine is to write and illustrate children's books. As I break that vision down, a smaller goal would be to be published in a children's magazine. So look at your big vision and consider a stepping stone that would help you reach that bigger goal. 4. Ask yourself, how are you going to get there? And keep asking. I heard David Horsiger talk about this on a YouTube video. You can find the link in the show notes. His advice: keep asking how until you come up with something you can do today or tomorrow. For example, I might read X number of books on writing for children and to submit to X number of children's magazines. But what can I do today or tomorrow? As I break that down, I can write. 5, determine the habits or routines you need to create to get to your goal. So consider what you can do on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis that will move you toward your bigger vision. Be specific. For example, I will write for an hour a day between the hours of 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. and submit to a publication every Friday. So, what are the habits or routines that you need to create to get to your goal? 6, create a stop doing or pause list. We know we may be able to do all the things, but we can't do them all at the same time. So what will you let go of so you can add something new? And I specified pause because some things you may only release for a season. But in order to live out our values while pursuing our goals, we may need to release some things. One thing I did was to limit the social media apps that I would engage with and post on in this season, creating a schedule for each one. So create a stop doing or pause list. And 7, seek God with each step of the way. We start with God and seek Him along the way. In order to walk in His purpose for our lives, we need His guidance. Then, when setbacks and detours happen because, life, we have the assurance of knowing He is with us and leading us. That was quite a few steps to walking in your God-given purpose. So let me do a quick recap. 1, seek God for a vision 5 to 10 years down the road. 2, determine your values. 3, break down the vision to where you want to be in 1 year or 90 days. 4, ask how are you going to get there and keep asking. 5, determine the routines you need to create to get to your goal. 6, create a stop doing or pause list. And 7, seek God with each step of the way. There you have it, the 7 steps to walking in your God-given purpose. Each episode, I want to offer you a question to journal about or simply contemplate. Now, since I offered quite a few questions in this episode, let me highlight the first 2. Where do you want to be in 3, 5, 10 years? What are the values that determine your decisions? Thank you for listening to episode 11 of the Heart Rest podcast. I hope this simple encouragement of 7 steps to walk in your God-given purpose can help you cultivate a rhythm of rest. Because while it's true that life is complicated, our hearts find rest when we keep first things first and release the rest. As always, you can find me online at crystalstorms.me, where you can also find a blog post of this and every episode. Instagram is where I hang out the most. Find me at crystal_storms. I would love to see you there. To help you move forward in your God-given purpose, I want to offer you the Close to His Heart 2023 calendar I created. You can find this resource and more in the Close to His Heart Community Library. Sign up at crystalstorms.me to get your free printable wall calendar and more as gifts from my heart to yours. And as we close, I want to leave you with a quote from C.S. Lewis from his book, Mere Christianity. But look for Christ, and you will find Him, and with Him, everything else thrown in. Thank you for listening, sweet friend. Until next time, rest in Christ.